In the dead of night, alone. Camping by a lake. The night is still. Suddenly, you're awakened by a violent splash. You tell yourself that it's the drunk party-going campers, not far from here, that are responsible for the noise. But something doesn't feel right. Those campers have been silent for hours. Could it be a wild animal lurking in the area? Could it be an extremely large fish jumping out of the nearby lake? That splash was indeed too loud. You hear a bone-chilling call. Not human, primordial, guttural. The very thing you don't want to hear. Especially with nothing more than the thin fabric of your tent as the only protection you have from whatever this ghastly thing could be. If there is one thing you are sure of, it's that you are in the presence of something else. Not human, and yet, not any animal known to humankind. Something primeval. An unknown cryptid. Those of a kind not recognized by scientists. Seemingly mythical and residing often only within the imagination. Here are 10 creepy cryptid creatures that could drive you mad just thinking about them. New England is steeped in lore and legend of century-old monsters and bizarre occurrences. Vermont is undoubtedly an unforgiving rural state, plagued with reports of mysterious sightings and other paranormal activity. In the quaint town of Northfield, many locals believe that the dark forests and mountains surrounding the small village are haunted by an evil human-like beast. The residents of Northfield know him only by this name. This mutant creature is known to frighten local children, and is believed to be responsible for mysterious disappearances and the slaughtering of local livestock. The legend of the Northfield Pigman begins on the night of October 30, 1951. During Northfield's traditional picket night, a night of playing pranks on the town's children. That night, a then 17-year-old Sam Harris was up to no good. Throwing eggs at houses, cars, and even people. But after dawn, Sam never returned home. His parents called the local authorities, and a subsequent search party covered hundreds of square miles, but his body was never found. Apparently, according to those who knew the boy, Sam had a penchant for animal cruelty. He was particularly fond of butchering pigs and eating their entrails. In addition, there is a story that Sam would cut out a pig's skull and make a mask of it. Some believe that Sam himself was possessed by a demon on that fateful night in 1951. And he later became a pig-like monster that terrorizes the town of Northfield. Others believe that the Pigman is another entity that may very well be responsible for the disappearance of Sam Harris all those years ago. Since then, most Northfield Pigman sightings have occurred near several caves and waterways in the area. Locals believe a Pigman lives in one of these caves. Pigman enthusiasts are reported to occasionally hike there in hopes of getting a glimpse of the infamous man-beast. Some who have attempted this have gone on to regret ever going there to begin with. Across the Trans-Pacific Ocean, over the vast and deep waters, a lone raft, the Kon-Tiki, sails. Well upon its way, along an arduous voyage. Just then, below the ocean floor, the captain spotted a series of phosphorescent, or glowing creatures, deep in the ocean below him. The glowing creature burned its image deep into the captain's mind, and suffice to say, he was never again quite the same. There are many known creatures that have this ability to glow, but none have ever matched the description provided by the captain of the Kon-Tiki. He described it, similar shape to a stingray, but translucent through its middle section, and with long, spindly tails. The possibilities of this creature are terrifying. A deep ocean-dwelling glow-in-the-dark creature, with intentions unknown. Not even of this world. The ocean is such a gigantic and mostly unknown place. The mind bends, and still fails to comprehend. Similar sightings have occurred across nearby parts of the ocean, leading some to think that there may be hundreds, or even thousands of these marine horrors, living below the surface. Scientists suggest that we have only explored about 5% of the Earth's oceans. That leaves an incredible amount of room for any number of unknown cryptids to exist. New Jersey is known to have one of the most terrifying cryptids in the United States. Part winged bat, part vampire, they are said to have heads in the shape of horses. Frequently reported in England since the early 1900s, and always seen at night. One of the most famous sightings was when the creature attacked a tram full of travelers, all of whom confirmed a unified description of the creature. One could only imagine the terror they felt, being attacked by a flying vampire horse-looking bat. According to popular folklore, the Jersey Devil is descended from a resident of the Pine Barrens, Jane Leeds, also known as Mother Leeds. Legend has it that Mother Leeds had 12 children with her, and after finding out she was pregnant for the 13th time, she let out a ghastly scream. Cursed! She wailed. Cursed that the child would be born of the devil. On a dark night, in 1735, Mother Leeds gave birth to her 13th child, born as an ordinary child. Then, transformed into a creature with hooves, bat wings, a goat's head, and a forked tail. The newly transformed beast scaled the chimney, jumped into a pine tree and vanished into the night. Some versions of the story say that Mother Leeds was a witch, and that the child's father was the devil himself. And, following the birth of such an abomination, there was a subsequent attempt by local clergymen to exorcise the creature from the Pine Barrens. Skeptics believe that Jersey Devils were merely creative manifestations of the imagination of early English settlers. Some plausible natural explanations include a byproduct of the historic local disdain for the Leeds family, misidentification of known animals, and rumors based on the shared negative perceptions of the local rural population of Pine Barren. The Jersey Devil, however, remains very popular in the Northeast United States. So much so, that there is a professional hockey team called the New Jersey Devils. And further cementing its place in pop culture, was an appearance in an episode of The X-Files, in the early 1990s. Leading to an influx of reported sightings in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. The Ozark Mountain Range is an expansive territory that extends from southern Missouri to northern Arkansas. Every single year, dozens of hikers go missing in this dangerous mountain range. Most, fortunately, are found. Some, however, are not. Are these missing travelers victims of circumstance, or were they taken by the Ozark Black Howler? This malevolent beast, also called the Devil Cat, appears to be a hybrid of a black bear and a large predatory cat. Many people, hiking these remote lands, have expressed feeling a sense of unease, and seeing red glowing eyes, watching them, while they are in their campground. The legend of the Ozark Black Howler has been passed down for generations. Locals claim to have heard things they could barely describe, and have seen things that couldn't be described as any animal that resides in the heart of the Ozark wilderness. Its frightening sound is often described as being a combination of a wolf's howl and an elk's bugle. The eerie appearance of a thick-bodied, stocky-legged, black shaggy-haired, bear-like beast, having prominent horns, is not an image easily forgot, and could be the reason it's been seen in the more remote parts of the Missourian and Arkansan Ozarks, and even farther out west, in Oklahoma, and to the south, in Texas. Many cryptozoologists believe that the Ozark Black Howler is a hoax, after much of the evidence was proven to be fake. Wildlife officials also maintain that there is no breeding population of cougars in Arkansas. Locals disagree wholeheartedly, and invite the researchers to explore the woodlands for themselves. West Virginia has seen its fair share of strange and often inexplicable events. Perhaps the strangest thing so far was the arrival of a creature known as the Mothman. One autumn night in 1966, the Mothman transformed the sleepy little town of Point Pleasant forever. A similar sighting was enough to shock the people in a small West Virginian town to their very core. More than 100 people who attended an outdoor festival said they saw a figure resembling the Mothman flying low over the tree line of the forest. It then circled back around the rally for several minutes before disappearing. Some say there were more than enough eyewitnesses to corroborate the story. Not long after the Mothman was first sighted, a silver bridge in the area collapsed, killing dozens. Many people were said to have seen the Mothman circling the bridge before it collapsed. This led some to believe that the creature had malicious intent, and was deliberately damaging the bridge. Others believed it was circling the bridge to warn the people below of the impending danger. Today, the Mothman is one of the most famous cryptids in the world, made famous in part by John Keel's book, later made into a movie, Mothman Prophecies. That concludes this video. Thanks for watching, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet subscribed, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Furthermore, you can support my work through Patreon. Thank you, and goodbye.